use this as an overlay. So you'll see it's going to put it on top of the existing video and take it out of where it is because for me it doesn't really fit in here. It does, but we're going to make it work a little bit differently. So if I just highlight it and I come down to the bottom here and find overlay right here, drops it down, brings that next clip in line. And then I'm going to bring it over to the spot here. And I'm going to end it right on that clip there. So I'm basically just going right over that. And I'm just going to split it and delete that back half. So that shortens up my video quite a bit, and it kind of breaks up the scene of me walking. Okay. Now, a few things before I get into there is some of you may know the little box here between on the cut that's on the split. Those are your transitions. So that's how we get from one transition to the next. And there are a whole bunch of them. You'll find ones that you like, ones that you don't like. And I would say that you do not want to use a transition on every single one because too many transitions, it's too much going on. It's not good to watch those over and over again. Certain ones that I like are pull in, pull out, slide left, slide right. And then there's some other pretty cool ones that I've used before, like dollar bills. And if you click on it, we'll use this one here. I've used this one too for a transition. Doesn't want to click for me. Right again. And definitely being a little bit glitchy
Right
because
on that.
I can't even tap on those. But so these are your transitions. Now what I'm trying to achieve here are almost match cuts, where my step leads into another step, or I leave one scene and walk into another scene. So I don't really want to have a flipping transition because it's going to really disrupt the view. So, but I just wanted to show you those. Now, over here too is that little button there shows your favorites. So if I don't know if I really use those, but that way you can, ones that you use over and over again, you can favorite and then you'll have them all in one place so you don't have to search through it every time. And you can search too. So you can search for zooms, you can search for blurs, uh, certain things like that. Okay, so those are transitions. Now, again, if I wanted to trim these up a little bit, or if I wanted a little bit more room, I could grab that and I could extend it out or pull it back in. So you have a lot of adjustment there. So we'll just leave it there. All right, so this part here, what I'm going to do is where I leap right there, I'm actually going to have myself leap over that log that we were watching earlier, the one that I stepped over. It's a different log this time, but I'm going to actually kind of jump off of it and be a good example to show you how to do that. Now, the other thing too is that this was slow motion before, still slow motion. So I don't want to sit there for 30 seconds and watch me squatting because it's not very exciting for me, not for much most anybody else too. So you can slow down and speed up clips. All you do is highlight it down the bottom here, brings up this menu. That's where our split is right there. And then we have speed. Click on speed. These are other ones a bit more, there's adjustments and things to those. So if we go right to normal and go to double, bring that back. I'm actually going to try 5 times if that looks more normal. Still kind of slow there. See what 10x does. All right, that's a little more real speed there. All right, now here I have a driveway. Now I'm in the woods. I don't have a driveway. So I'm actually going to take myself out of this and put myself in a different environment. And seeing I'm doing the log, I'm going to go find that spot where the log was. The one where this one where I'm approaching it. Let's see. There's a clip. See, on that speed, I just had to hit the check mark to accept it. Right. I'm trying to find an open spot that I'm not in. I'm gonna extend that out a bit. Might have clipped it off, but that's okay. Getting a bit jumpy on me again. Trying to find one particular moment.
Didn't you tell us it didn't have to be perfect?
Nope, exactly. I'm gonna find a spot and I'll use that right there. So when you are planning ahead and you know you're going to be doing this, what you want to do is get a shot of you outside of the picture. So uh so basically I just kind of had to find one for this. So if I have that indicator right there, what I'm going to do is go down here and look for freeze. And what it does is it takes basically a snapshot of that video and it gives you 3 seconds of that scene right there. So I can extend this out however long I need it to. What I'm going to do is take that going to take it out of here, do the overlay. Bring it down to where I was doing this. Okay, so when I, so I'm looking at this basically from the bottom up. So right now I'm seeing that when I need to be seeing me. So what I'm going to do is take this bottom part and put it up top here. And again, I'm kind of doing an advanced thing right now while I'm here. So you can kind of just observe and I'll do a little bit more in the next one. But so with this highlighted, I'm going to look for main track. And that's going to put it right up inside there. And this, I'm going to do overlay, which will bring it down. So we're basically just swapping those two out. So it's overlay and main track. So now I have that one in front of the other one. So all I do is find a spot there. I have that highlighted. And I'm going to go to remove BG. So remove background right there. And I'm going to do an auto removal. And just like that, it puts me there. I'm going to hit the check mark, accept it. So you see it's a little bit glitchy right there. If I go down to custom removal, what I can do is I can fix that part. So that's the brush that I want to keep in the picture. So all I'm going to do is go like that, and I added me back in there, that part of me, and accept that. And you'll see how my driveway pops up there. That's kind of just a glitch in the viewer and what it looks like. So it's actually not really there. kind of learn these things as you go through them. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is, and I'm going to do it in another scene too, is going to use the keyframes. If you've ever heard of keyframes, they're basically like anchors, and it's going to hold your image, whatever you're on, in place so it doesn't move. You'll see what I mean here. So I have this on the clip, which is just me. If I go like that, I can move me around. That's how I fly. That's how I do the jumps and all that. My mouse.
Alan, what was that called again?
That is the keyframe. And I'll show you exactly where it is. Okay. The diamond with the plus right there is a keyframe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my picture here and I'm going to zoom myself back a little ways. Again, I'm not jumping over the log because I couldn't find that and I just moved along. So just try and get perspective with the area around you. I have that right there. And then what I'm going to do is click keyframe and it puts that little red diamond right there. And it holds that in place. Now I'm almost jumping out of scene there. So I almost want to jump a bit more to the side. So what I'm going to do is move myself over, kind of perched on top of that leaf there. But so what that did was you can see it moved me back. Now I'm kind of jumping back where I want to be. And then I start to stand up there. So there I start to stand up. And over here is when I'm standing up. But you'll notice my background is much different. I'm going to go back and get this shot right there. Okay, so highlight that. I'm going to do exactly what I did with the last one. That's the picture that I want as a background. I'm going to go to that freeze. And all it did was create a 3-second clip. And I'm going to drop it down by doing overlay. Overlay will drop it down to the next level. And everything in front behind it will snap back in place. And nothing really moved because I created that space and then I took that space back out.
Is overlay kind of like layers when you're doing an edit of just a JPEG?
Exactly. Yes,
Okay.
it's a layer. And you'll see coming up here, there's times when you're dealing with stickers that the layers like in Canva, using Canva, is you have to change the positioning of it from the back to the front. And there's a way to do that here too, so that you make sure, I don't want the text in front of me. I want the text behind me. And that's how you change the positions here. With this one, let's see. All right, I want to start right about there. That's about where I cut off from the scene before this. So here I'm standing up. And there I am. I'm going to grab this clip. Make it the same length. And I'm going to do the same thing where I'm going to put that up in the main frame, main track. And I'm going to drop this one down as an overlay. So just like we did with that one, here I highlight the clip. I go to remove background, do auto removal. Usually does a really good job. The hard part that I have is that because I have a bald head, when I'm outside, the sun with the glare will make it look like I'm missing part of my head. And I can't, sometimes you can't use certain footage. So it actually happens here. You can see there my head is kind of flat on this one side because of the glare that was in the other scene. There you go. So I'm in the distance. You can't really see me too much. So not too concerned about it. And I just undo and put that back.
Or you could wear a hat.
Right? Yep. And I've learned to wear a hat over the years. Okay, so this is my end scene here. And the thing that I want to do here, kind of about detail, is I want to take another copy of this and make that an overlay as well. And you'll see what I'm getting at. So I'm going to duplicate that clip there. Puts it right behind it. And then I'm going to bring that down. Just long press that. And I'm going to put it right here. Okay, so you don't notice any difference. This scene right here should be blocking me, but it's not because they're out of that position. So with see this one behind it highlighted, I'm going to go to layers. So if you find that you put an overlay here and you're not seeing the right clip, want to go to layers and change your positioning. Basically, I'm going to long press this one and I'm going to move it over here. So I'm just changing the order that our eye is seeing it. So is that way. And that's exactly what I want so far. You'll see where I'm going. So with this one, I want to do a background, remove background, and I'm going to do a custom removal because I want to find the items that I want to take out. All right, so quick brush will do an area. If you have a circle and you do just a little bit in that circle, it will get the whole circle if it's all one color. So I have quick brush. These two here will you highlight what you want in your video. These two will erase the parts that you don't want. So if you go outside the lines almost and you want to get rid of that, that erase will help with that. Down here, I can also change the size of my cursor. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over these leaves here. And then up here, I don't have to do all of them because my head came right about up to there. All right. And I could fine tune this a little bit, but I'm not going to get crazy. In there. A little bit smaller. And I'm going to get, I can get the branch part of it. Just basically erasing the excess. No, you get the idea. Kind of play around with it and get as much of a picture as real as you can. And once that's done, I hit this check mark. Now you have me, but I have some depth because I have the branches now in front of me right there, so, which gives me some depth. You see I'm standing up and move right into it. Just move those in a little bit. All right. So what I'm going to show you now is an effect. So down the bottom here, you have a video effect, which takes up the whole video. You have body effect, which is just your body. Sometimes you have light that goes around, kind of a silhouette of yourself. I go to video effect and I know I'm searching for, I believe it's sun rays. Yeah, so if you click on it, kind of get a quick view of what it is. And then you can also change the intensity of it too. All right, so drop that down. Got that clicked. Cancel just removes that window, and then the check mark accepts that. All right. And I'm going to fix one thing that I can see. So if you see when I change different menus, the timeline kind of collapses here. You can see this red line up here. Nothing's gone. It's just kind of hidden. So if I go to see that little like almost teardrop there, that's my overlay. If I click on that,